proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Frank Andrews, Marisa Berg, meteorologist Noreen Clark, and J. Christopher Spord. This is Newswatch 16, midday.
If you have driven on just about any of the interstates recently, you no doubt hit some road construction. It's been going on all summer, slowing traffic down and fraying a few nerves. And PennDOT says it's going to be around for a while longer. The 70 construction jobs that are going on in Luzerne and Lackawanna counties are on schedule. Now, that's according to PennDOT, but it says that work won't be completed until the end of October. And if we get bad weather anytime in the next 2 months, that could push the timetable back. And we could wind up slowing and snarling through the highway construction till mid-November in Luzerne and Lackawanna counties. Pennsylvania's consumer advocate in Harrisburg is fighting part of Pennsylvania Gas and Water Company's $11.1 million water rate hike request. David Barrett says PG&W is trying to get back what it spent fighting the GI dialysis outbreak in 1983 and 1984. Now, he says he is opposed to the utility company passing the cost along. Barrett says at least $1 million of that $11 million request should be rejected by the PUC. It, by the way, will make a final vote on the request later this year. Pennsylvania Gas and Water Company serves 127,000 water customers in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. One other note on utility rate hike requests and information just into us. An administrative law judge has recommended that Bell of Pennsylvania only get a fraction of the $238 million it has requested in new rates. This morning, Judge Robert Christensen recommended that Bell only get a rate hike of $40 million instead of the $238 million that Bell originally wanted. If they got that original request, it could have upped your phone bill by as much as 50% in some cases. The Public Utility Commission will make a final decision on that request October 17th. Borough officials in the Lackawanna County community of Archibald got an earful last night at a council meeting. Neighbors filled the meeting room to capacity to complain about plans for a power plant in Archibald. And the Archibald Power Corporation wants to build a plant that will turn corn banks into electricity. The borough has the final say on the issue and is due to make a decision next week. In the meantime, as Newswatch 16's Kathy Bellis reports, neighbors say they'll continue to fight the proposal.
This is where Archibald Power Corporation wants to build its conversion power plant. It's called the Gravity Slope section of Archibald. The company says this is the perfect spot because this is where much of the calm is. But this is also right down the street from a neighborhood. The Malinick family lives here. They say they've enjoyed living here for 14 years because it's quiet. And they say the plant will change all that. It's supposed to make a lot of noise in the traffic. Julie Malinick says she's also worried about the safety of her children with the increased traffic and possible air pollution. Her husband Richard says he's going to fight the building of the plant here till the end. But he says if the plant does move in, he may move out.
I may consider moving out of this town. I'm used to this town because it's a nice, quiet area. Besides all the other factors like the mine water and the pollution, the smoke, and everything else, it's just going to be too much to live in this area. Who's going to want to locate down here after that? What's going to happen to our property values?
The Maroonies say they're not against having a power plant in their hometown, but they don't want one in the Gravity Slope section. They say that's just a little too close to home. Kathy Bellis, Newswatch 16, Archibald.
In a moment on Newswatch 16 Midday, we'll tell you about a new scholarship fund set up in Columbia County. And Marisa Berg has a live report to explain Tuesday College, where homemakers can get a college degree on their hectic schedule. Newswatch 16 Midday continues in a moment.
This is it, the August 1st sale you've been dreaming about. This is it, the sale you must see to believe. 20% off on magnificent jackets, strollers, coats. It's Joseph the Furrier's biggest August fur sale in years. Fantastic fur fashions at fantasy prices. The August fur sale, now at Joseph the Furrier. We've got your fur, and it's beautiful. This is it, the August fur sale at Joseph the Furrier.
Powerthon is coming! The Powerthon is coming!
Bloomsburg University has been given $3 million to set up a scholarship fund by a late Shenandoah businessman. Fred G. Smith, a self-made man from the coal region of Shenandoah, left the money to Bloomsburg University to help students from the coal region pay for a college education. And the university announced the new scholarship fund at a news conference this morning. It will be administered by the Union National Bank of Mount Carmel, and it will help students from Mount Carmel, Ashland, and Shenandoah primarily. Fred G. Smith died on July 17th, leaving most of his estate to Bloomsburg University to establish the scholarship fund. Elementary and high school students from the Northwest School District, Columbia, Montour, Southern Columbia, and Millville, the summer vacation is over. School went back this morning. Many other school districts in northeastern and central Pennsylvania are already in session as well, but the majority will not start class until Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, September 3rd and 4th. One young boy in the state of Indiana has started a new school year, too, but school district officials won't allow him to attend class because he has AIDS, the disease that attacks the body's immune system. As ABC's Jerry King reports, the young boy has to attend class by telephone.
You can't hear anything. Nothing.
That was Ryan White's reaction to the way his first day not at school went. Ryan has AIDS. He's trying to take his classes over the telephone.
Are you with me? Yeah, but they paid me an hour.
That was one problem. The quality of the phone line or the attached speaker was often terrible. Ryan could not join his classmates in person. School authorities vetoed that idea for fear he might spread his fatal disease. So little is known about AIDS, no one can guarantee 100% that casual contact with him would not infect his classmates. Most parents supported the school ban.
But it's not like we've gotten together here and we're against this Ryan. It's the AIDS issue that we're against. I think we have to prove that there's beyond a shadow of a doubt that my child is not going to be infected with this.
Ryan White's problems with his schooling are seen as very much a test case. As the number of children coming down with AIDS increases, they will pose similar questions in schools and households across the nation. Jerry King, ABC News, Kokomo, Indiana.
Well, as we mentioned, for a lot of school kids, this is the last week of summer vacation. I know they're all interested in this weather watch forecast. How about it, Ed?
Well, right now in the backyard there's some sunshine, but also a few gray clouds out there. When we come back, I'll tell you whether any rain will fall out of those clouds this afternoon.
The ecology-minded people are fighting for the life of the blue-footed booby, and the giant tortoise, and the pink-laced crab, and the many other animals that call the Galapagos Islands home. The Galapagos Islands are like a chunk of paradise about 600 miles west of South America on the equator. Now, it's hot, it's sunny, unpolluted, very beautiful, and it is filled with natural beauty. But now a group of land developers wants to build casinos on the Galapagos Islands and develop the islands into a tourist attraction. And the plans have raised quite a few problems. Environmentalists say the islands should remain untainted by 20th century development. Those are really beautiful pictures, aren't they? Now, our meteorologist Ed Teaser is out in the backyard. He's talking about some clouds. Let's see if we're going to get any rain in the forecast. Ed, what's the details?
Well, I don't think we're going to get too much rain, Frank. Most of us won't see any at all this afternoon, although a few sprinkles may fall, especially up north. And I'll show you why after we look at the current readings in the backyard, where the temperature now stands at 72 degrees. Relative humidity is still rather high at 73%, but it is starting to fall. Wind is out of the southwest at 7, and the barometer is now rising. Now we're going to review rainfall so far this month and see how we're doing. We picked up another ½ inch of rain in the backyard last night, and the grass is finally starting to look green again out here. and we're not doing too bad rain-wise so far this month. We're right at normal here in Avoca. 101% of the average rainfall. 100% would mean we're right on average, so we're close to normal. Allentown's a little bit above normal. Williamsport, 140% of normal, and they need the rain there because the past few months have been awful dry in that part of the viewing area. Now, western Pennsylvania has been quite dry this month, and places shaded in yellow have had below normal rainfall, so as you can see, we're the lucky ones here in northeastern Pennsylvania this August. Now we're going to look at the satellite view and see if any more rain is on the way, and you'll see there's a lot of cloudiness throughout the eastern United States. That's the way the satellite has looked the past couple of days. That's because a cold front has been slowly moving its way eastward. This front is now past Pennsylvania. Still some clouds out here, but they're breaking up. A few of them may produce a sprinkle, but for the most part, the rain has passed on to the east. High pressure over the Ohio Valley is moving in. That's going to give us drier air from the west, and temperatures will cool off nicely tonight. We'll have comfortable sleeping weather. Now, there is another front on the satellite picture. No rain associated with it now up over the upper Great Lakes, and if we look at the weather map, we'll get to see that front closer. That may come down here for Thursday and keep things on the cool side, so I'm not going to call for a big warm-up this week, but temperatures should stay up near the 80-degree mark just about every day of the remainder of the week. Hot weather, though, will be centered out in the west again today. Temperatures will get up to near 110 degrees out in Arizona and the 100s through parts of Texas, as well as up into Nevada and Utah. For our forecast, here's what's going to happen this afternoon. It's going to be mostly dry. Most of us won't see any rain at all, although a few sprinkles could fall from the sky at times this afternoon. We will see some sunshine. Temperatures near normal for this time of year. The high in Camptown about 77, 80 in Old Ford, 84 in Easton this afternoon. Sunday about 82 degrees, and State College should check in with a high temperature of 76 degrees. Wind will be gusty this afternoon out of the west. Looking at the forecast then for this afternoon, partly sunny skies, high of about 80 degrees. Tonight it'll be cooler than recent nights. Some patchy dense fog will form. The low 57, comfortable for sleeping. For tomorrow, lots of sunshine with a high of 80, and then Thursday and Friday I'm calling for partly cloudy skies. High on Thursday about 78, Friday about 81. There could be a shower late Friday, but good weather coming up for the rest of the week.
Well, you know, you got some showers there coming in for the weekend. I hope that's not going to continue right through Sunday. Any way you can take a look that far and see?
I don't think the whole weekend's going to be wet. How's that?
That's great, because the telethon starts Sunday at 9. Thanks a lot, Eddie. We appreciate the information. Jay Christopher is up next on Newswatch 16 midday with baseball highlights and the Super 16 high school football rundown. So then we take a look at the Dodgers win over the Mets in game action last night. And we'll also have a preview of Super 16 team number 6. Sports Watch 16 is coming up next.
Coupons for this great product in the special September 8th newspaper insert and help my kids. Thank you. Come see a telethon live, Washington Park, this week.
Welcome back to the NJ here with sports.
Many really excited. I'm excited. I'm going just because he's going to be Thanks, Frank.
Hello again, everybody. Well, today is the start of the most prestigious tennis tournament in the nation. The U.S. Open begins today at Flushing Meadows, New York. 4 seeded women and 5 seeded men, including top seeded John McEnroe, are scheduled to play today. Wimbledon champion Boris Becker, seeded 8th, will also be in action this day. Some of last night's Major League Baseball highlights included a spectacular batting exhibition by Baltimore superstar Eddie Murray.
In Baltimore's 17-3 win over California, Murray hit 3 home runs and had 9 RBIs. He did it from both sides of the plate. In the first inning from the right side, Murray hit a 3-run shot, had an RBI single in the second. Then from the left side, he had a solo blast in the fourth, then this grand slam in the fifth. In the seventh, he flied out at the wall, and in the ninth, he walked. A truly magnificent night for Baltimore's Eddie Murray. Then the National League's St. Louis Cardinals defeated the Cincinnati Reds 3-0. They lead the Mets by 2 full games in the East. Johnny Cox threw a 6-hitter. One of those hits belonged to this man, Pete Rose, the first inning single here, leaving him just 11 hits short of breaking Ty Cobb's all-time mark of 4,191. Rose a modern-day Hall of Fame. A nice going, Pete. Elsewhere in the National League overnight, the L.A. Dodgers fell the New York Mets 6-1. Game action now. The Mets take the lead in the third inning, and Tom Pachoy got hold of that pitch and sent Rafael Santana across the plate for the game's first run. But then the Dodgers took the lead and were stretched on 5 straight hits. This one, Mike Marshall drives in the tying run. Now the next batter, Mike Scherzer, then singled home on this shot. Greg Brock came in with a go-ahead run. The Dodgers winning that one. They scored 6-1. Well, from baseball to football, the Super 16 high school football countdown. The number 16 Loyal Sox. They'll be a tough team to beat in the West Branch Conference, as Tim Carlson reports.
If the old saying, experience is the best teacher, is true, this will be a good season for the Loyal Sox Lancers. That's because most of the team's key positions will be occupied by players from last year's 8-3 club, especially on offense.
It's going to be real fun up front. We have everybody back up front, except for our tight end and split end. We have the 2 running backs back. We have a question mark at quarterback that looks good so far, and the wideouts are coming along. Defensively, we got everybody back. I really don't think we're going to have a whole lot of excuses. We have a lot of potential, but we're looking for a lot of performance.
Most of Loyal Sox starters play on both offense and defense, so staying healthy will be a prime concern. But Coach Robbins is feeling good about his team's chances in the new-look West Branch Conference.
We'd like to be undefeated, but we know that's tough. But this year, because they're realigned in the West Branch Conference, we're having the opportunity to play at Tawanda, to go down in the Harrisburg area and play them up at Dolphin. And we're looking forward to those kinds of challenges.
The Loyal Sox Lancers, Super 16 team number 6. Jim Carlson, Sports Watch 16.
All right, thank you, Tim. In England last night, a great performance by Zola Budd. She set a new world record in the 5,000-meter run. Budd covered the distance in 14 minutes, 48.07 seconds. She bettered the old record by 10 seconds. Budd, born in South Africa, entered the race secretly to avoid anti-apartheid demonstrations in London. NFL preseason action on ABC last night. The Dallas Cowboys faded the Chicago Bears 15-3. Dallas is now 3-0, while the Bears had yet to win. With 6.5 minutes left in the game, Chicago took a 13-12 lead on this 10-yard TD pass from Mike Contract to rookie James Manis, capping a 72-yard drive. But with 3 seconds to go in the ballgame, Rafael Septien kicked his third field goal, a 24-yarder, to give the Cowboys a 15-13 win. And the NFL season starts September 8th, right? At the end of the, so I was going to say at the end of the last season, everybody was retiring Tom Landry. But I don't know. I he's a real giant in coaching, and I guess no one can deny that every time he gets hold of some talent, he pieces it together. I don't know who to pick. I think maybe I like Seattle, but we'll have to see. That's what I said. All right, stay with us for more Newswatch 16 midday, because when we come back, we'll give you a look at the launch of the Space Shuttle Discovery, and we'll tell you about her week-long mission into space. Newswatch 16 midday continues in just a moment.
The most beautiful places are covered with mud.
You may not know me with my mud mask on, but soon, poof, a glamour is activated with glowing skin and a tomorrow tastes like tomato steak.
Hey, who wears that mask on it? Mud mask. The most beautiful places are covered with mud.
You may not know me with my mud mask on, but soon, poof, a glamour is activated with glowing skin and a tomorrow tastes like tomato steak.
Hey, who wears that mask on it? Mud mask.
Here's what you should be doing instead of suffering from pain. With the help of Maximum Cramp Relief Formula Palm Cream, it has as much aspirin treatment reliever as extra strength Tylenol, plus a special cramp reliever. So get it.
Have you heard the myth of banning chairs can't be repaired? For 50 years, I've been developing hair conditions that do repair damaged and overprocessed hair. Nexus Carafix conditioner helps return strength and elasticity to the hair. Carafix contains proteins, botanicals, and polymers that help fix split ends. Carafix leaves hair smooth, silky, and healthy looking. If your hair is thin, limp, or damaged, ask for your free trial size of Nexus Carafix at Please Fine Salon and see what Carafix can do for you.
And finally today, it was the third try, but it was a good one. This morning, just before 7 a.m., the Space Shuttle Discovery blasted out from Cape Canaveral in Florida. If you missed the launch, here it is again.
T-minus 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. We have a go for main engine start, and we have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition, and liftoff. Liftoff of A-51I and the commercial deploy and repair mission. It has cleared the tower.
Now, the shuttle launch was scrubbed on Sunday because of computer problems, and also on Saturday because of bad weather, but NASA says all systems are go aboard Discovery for a week-long journey, during which the shuttle crew will try to restart a satellite that's wandering aimlessly in orbit and conduct a lot of experiments in the weightlessness of space. So the weather cooperated just long enough at the cruise. Now, back on the notes, before we say goodbye, we do want to remind you of that travel advisory once again. One of our top stories, there was a 3-truck accident early this morning on Interstate Route 80 East at Loganton, that's exit 27 eastbound. For a couple hours this morning, traffic was blocked in both lanes, but just about 10 o'clock this morning, traffic was open to one lane. It is moving very slowly, so keep that in mind if you have to do some traveling this afternoon. Route 80 eastbound at Loganton in Clinton County is open, but only to one lane of traffic. And that's all we have time for Newswatch 16 Midday. For the crew and Maurice Zabrowski of Marywood College in Stanton, enjoy your afternoon.
When you see news in the making, Newswatch 16 wants to hear from you. Call 1-800-533-NEWS. Toll free from anywhere in Pennsylvania. Call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 1-800-533-NEWS.